Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to episode number 3 of 7 Wing 6. I am one of your hosts, Kyle, joined as always by...
They call me the Dry Rub Daddy, and it's Gary.
And this week, we are more than happy to be joined by our good friend, our co-host on the 2 Point Conversation, Mr. Matt Johnson.
What's going on, everybody? How
Matt,
you doing?
thank you for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to eat some chicken wings. I haven't gotten out of the house a whole lot lately, so I'm excited to get some wings.
With everything going on, everything's been hectic in the U.S., you know, illness, this, that, the other thing. Jack's on vacation. We figured we'd fill in with the best possible person we could to make sure we adhere to these standards, and we got the best there is with Mr. Matt Johnson.
Yeah, we did what we called an audible over at the 2 Point Conversation.
Thank you, Gary. Good call on that.
Well played.
This episode, we decided to reach out with Matt and see where he'd want to go. Matt, we chose Mr. B's Wings in the Falls. Can you give us some background on
Did. All right, so Mr. B's, it's a place I went to a long time ago, and I've always heard, like, I have my wing spots, but I've always heard how good their wings are, and actually, Mr. B's is right around the corner from my apartment, my duplex in Niagara Falls. It's off Hyde Park Boulevard in Niagara Falls. I'm not sure the exact address. It's in a cool little, it's a cool little spot. I just went and dined in there a couple weeks ago before everything went all crazy, but yeah, it's in Niagara Falls. It's kind of right in the heart of the city, pretty much, right off of Hyde Park Boulevard.
So that is the original one, then?
Yeah, I don't think there's another one.
I believe there might be a second one on the boulevard.
Really? Okay.
Yes, so then original Mr. B's, you're looking for Hyde Park Boulevard, Niagara Falls. Because if I'm not mistaken, I've gone by Mr. B's that is on Niagara Falls Boulevard as well up there.
You're probably right.
But good to hear. Matt, what wings did we get this week?
All right, so we tried a couple different ones. Obviously, to go with your guys' standard, I went with the classic medium, of course. Very nice, very nice. And then our specialty wing from Mr. B's. It's my personal favorite from there.
Matt's selection.
It's the Italian Parmesan. Italian Parmesan. I've quickly become to like that. And then our last wing, of course, the hottest wing that they have, is the suicide wing. You can almost smell the heat off of it.
Get a real close. Just literally get real close
on that.
All of you viewers, listeners, come close to your microphones, your screen. Maybe you can smell it. If not, makes you smell your screen. All right, gents, we ready to get underway on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'm gonna pop some blue cheese here. Let's start as we have been with a medium wing. Matt, you can go ahead and select first.
Yeah, get rid of those carrots. We don't need carrots.
If I didn't have cats running around the apartment, I'd throw it over my shoulder. I'd probably hit my fiance.
Pretty sure I have one of them. I don't eat rabbit food.
You have one at your foot. You're correct there, cameraman.
Number 3.
Cameraman number 3.
We just can't seem to keep the cameraman. What do we say?
P.T. Henry?
Yeah.
It's Mr. P.T. Henry. If you need an explanation, reach out to us. We'll explain it. But yeah, we fired Tim already. He just didn't cut it. Gents.
They all look alike, but it's just weird. It's very weird.
Touching tips?
We'll touch tips.
All right.
A little bit of blue cheese.
There's hand sanitizer on these, I promise.
Yeah. All right.
It's got a real nice crunch to it. Not the meatiest wing I've ever had. But it's a good wing.
I like it.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Yeah, like you said, it's not super crispy, but I'm okay with that.
That one's got a little more crisp, I think, than the first one I had. Spoiler alert, I've had more than one.
Truthfully, it's a good starter wing if you're kind of afraid to order a
Oh yeah,
wing
if
there.
you're afraid that you don't like the heat or flavor, you just want to play it safe when you go somewhere.
It's also...
Medium's the quintessential.
I would almost say this is a nice representation of a buffalo wing.
Yeah, right.
It's
what you think of when you order.
Yes, if you're a standard Buffalonian, I didn't even think of this when I first tried it. It's got a nice bit of crunch. It's not over crunchy. There's a lot of people in Buffalo that are going, hey, give me extra crunchy wings. But it's got a decent amount of sauce to it, and it's got a really nice flavor.
Yeah.
In terms of my grade, I'd give it about a 7 on a crisp. Meatiness, it's a 6 and a 5. It seemed like it dried out a little bit, but it's still, it obtains its meat. It's not like I'm eating at a bone as I'm trying to pull this meat off. Sauciness, I'm going to round it up to a 6, actually. Flavor, I'd give it a 7. For the fact that there's not a whole bunch of sauce, it holds real nice flavor. And the wing cost, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm actually bringing that cost to a 72 overall.
Yeah, it was very good on the cost.
Yeah, it's dude. The price at Mr. B's is phenomenal for
You're
what
not gonna
you're
go
used
broke.
to.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick tidbit. We paid for 32 wings out of all this and some extra stuff, and it came to like I think it was like $25, which is great, really great value.
So far, probably the cheapest we've
Yeah,
paid.
usually you're used to any of these high value wing places. You're paying over $1 a wing.
We had
This-
what? It was like double the price for Duff's.
Duff's ended up being $58 for 40 wings and a thing of fries.
Yeah.
Which is obscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, my personal experience, not to cut you off, my personal experience, I mean, $1 a wing at most. There's got to be really special implications if it's more than that. But that's just
And
me.
even so, like,
You're paying for the name.
I'm okay with Duff's being $1 more. I'm okay with Duff's being $1.10 more.
It's,
Right.
It's
But-
the name brand. That's what you're
But
paying
even
for.
if you cut $1 off a wing at Duff's from 2 weeks ago, you're still paying what, $18 a fry? For the fry? Like, that doesn't even sound right. Your fry's not gonna be more than $3. It's still an additional $15 for 40 wings.
Right.
So no, these were very good on their price. Gary?
Yeah. So I think these were pretty good. I gave it an 8 on crispiness just because for a medium, it was just surprisingly crispy for me. Wasn't a lot of meat on it. I went with a 6 on the meat just because I like meatier wings. I'm a hefty boy, so I like hefty wings.
Oh, you don't say.
So, and then for, what's the next one? We get
Sauce.
sauce.
Sauceness.
So, sauce. I went with a,
Looks like a 9.
9 on the sauce just because I don't like a lot of sauce, but I thought for a medium it was a good sauce.
It was the perfect amount.
Yeah, it was perfect amount, and the flavor was good for the sauce. But I did say 6.5 in the flavor because I've had better tasting medium wings. It wasn't awful, but it was not bad at the same time. It's very average. And then I think 8.5 on the price just because we did not pay a lot of money.
You
for
don't
it.
get something often.
It's awesome. And then 76 overall for a medium wing, and I think that's higher maybe than what I rated the last couple times.
Oh,
medium.
that actually almost might be on par or higher than Duff's got.
Yeah,
I know it's higher than you rated Anchor Bar.
Oh. I'm sorry, but I just did not like
You
it.
hate an Anchor
I
Bar.
tore it apart. And I tried to be...
You tried to be not biased. Matt.
All right, so mine, crispy. Like I said, it wasn't super crispy. It was just enough for me. I guess when it comes to like, it depends on the type of wing sauce. But I went with a 7 for the crispiness. It was all right. The meat, what I had was it was just, like deceptively meaty. It wasn't large by any means, but just enough. So I went 7.5 on the meat. Sauce, 7.5 as well. That was like, again, deceptively good. When it comes to like medium, you don't know what you're gonna get depending on where you go. I've had really mediums. And this is probably one of the better mediums I had.
Yeah.
And as far like sauce, it was really good. 7.5. It was just right, not too much, not too overpowering. Flavor, I gave it an 8. One of the best medium wings I've ever tasted is in that department. And then for wing money, I went 10. Like the cost, I went 10. And obviously, it's gonna be 10 across the board for all Mr. B's for me. Unless you're going to 7-Eleven, you're not gonna get a price per wing like. You're just not gonna get much better than what we got here. So
Fair enough.
80 overall for the
Fair
score.
enough.
So.
It's not the highest wing score we've seen yet. That's a good wing score, though. I think the highest we had last week was an 88.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that actually
and it
might
was-
have been the Duff's Barbecue Hot 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
But
might be correct. I mean, we also
That's
had
a top. That's actually might be a top 3 score. Cause
We had a high rating on the
Suicide. You had 82. I don't remember these things, but no, that's a great score overall. What do we say we get to the next one?
Yeah, let's go specialty.
Italian Parm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Italian Parm.
All right, gents. This one looks like it's got my name on it.
All right.
Gary.
I'm a drum guy. Call me little drummer boy. I think I said
You
that every
going?
week.
There we go. I don't think you called yourself a little drummer boy.
I said something last week about
Well, you definitely questioned it because I had a flats only shirt on for 2 weeks, man. I didn't shower. Guys, we showered this week.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that on camera. Okay.
I'm not doing yours.
Let's get into it.
Oh, and I gotta say something about blue cheese every week. Blue cheese is probably house blue cheese, and I dig it. Not the best blue cheese I've had.
It's not your normal, and that's a good thing. Like,
Not the best I've had, but also it's up there with taste.
I feel like as a Buffalo, you can almost call out if it's Rudy's or Ken's because you're so used to the standard blue cheese.
Well, how many times is Rudy's or Ken's going to actually be in a plastic one? They usually pop those out and they're already pre-packaged.
Listen to Arizona, stop calling me.
Oh, and we're being festive this week. We all have Irish beers. Well, they got Bud Light and Irish
I have
beer.
bad Irish
And I
cider.
actually have an Irish beer, so. Magners. It's Bulmers in Ireland. I went there when I was 18.
You telling us you were drinking under the age of 21 in the United States?
No.
Okay, good.
I plead the fifth.
We would never,
My grandma watches this.
Well, I didn't say you were drinking under the age of 18 in America. Oh, in Ireland. I said you were drinking under the age of 18 in America. Which you weren't.
No.
You were drinking in Ireland.
I feel like a fat piece of crap with how quick I eat my wings, and you
That's
guys,
fine.
You guys are just like
I savor the flavor, bud.
I'm just a slow
I
guy.
have a technique.
You
I
do,
have
and
a
that's
technique.
fine, man. We all
I
have
learned it.
that.
I learned it a long time ago.
I'm a slow eater in general. You guys will be waiting for me.
I quickly learned, because like last week, I was the first one polished, and that's why I was the first one starting every time. I'm like, Jack's like talking as he's spitting wing, and Gary's just sitting down there savoring every
Well, that's
bite.
because I dipped my blue cheese and I licked the blue cheese off.
Well, so do I. Italian Parm. The Parm itself, I love Parm cheese, but it definitely took away a little bit from the crispiness.
Okay.
I would say it a 5.5 in the crispiness. I don't know what it is. Maybe it was just the one that I had. Meatiness is, I'm going to go 7 on that. I'm going to give it a 6 on sauce. Now, this isn't a knock on this. I'm someone who, when I eat wings, I want sauciness. That's more of just, we basted it, we baked it, we put some Italian Parm on it. I gave it a 6. Thank you, Jason. Who's Jason?
We upgraded this week. We don't have.
Yeah, we're not staring at her crotch. I know it's an attractive view, but that's a lie. Flavor, I'm going to give it a 7. And wing price, I'm going to give that one a 7. I wasn't overly, overjoyed by it, but I'll give it a 65. I think I'm just someone who, unless it's like an over-the-top dry rub or super saucy, I'm not the biggest wing guy on those.
Right.
Gary.
So, I did like these wings, but I almost wish that there was more to it. I wish that it was like a, because there's like a Parm, it's like basted in like a Parm cheese, but I wish it kind of had like the tomato sauce, whatever you call it, with the
The Parmesan. So
sauce.
basically your standard marinara.
Yeah, I wish there was marinara on it because I think it would just make the
Put it over the top.
Yeah. I did enjoy the flavor, but for crispiness, it does lose crispiness for whatever reason. I think it's because they don't actually put sauce on it, so like they're just kind of putting the cheese on it, and that's why it's not crispy. So I give it a 6.5 on the crispiness. And for meat, I did a 7 because it wasn't like huge. It was kind of similar to the other medium wing. And then for sauce, I did a 6 just because it's not really a sauce. It's just kind of like putting cheese on it. And, excuse me. For flavor, I did a 7 because putting the cheese on it actually does give it a decent flavor. Like, I enjoyed it.
Gives it a solid flavor.
And with the blue cheese and Parmesan, it's like, that's genius. So,
Who doesn't like extra cheese?
yeah, right. And then for price, I just gave it an 8.5 because it's a similar thing. And then I need you to scoot over to the right.
No,
See
watch
my
your
score.
finger, bud.
So I think
This is how we fight the last two guys.
What the hell are you doing? And then I gave it a total
Mediocre.
of 70. So not awful. Kind of it passes for me.
Okay. All right. I guess it's my turn then. So crispiness is definitely something it lacks, and I'm okay with that for this kind of wing. It was juicy. I've had them saucier before too, but the crispiness I was personally okay with it. But of course, for the grading, how this works, it's a 5. It wasn't very crispy at all. Meat wise, 8. I was pretty happy with how with the meat to just the meat ratio.
Yes.
Excuse me. The meat ratio, I guess. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Especially
wasn't a
when you
hog.
consider what I paid for. Sauce, I'm gonna give an 8.5. Really like the flavor. That's probably why it's quickly becoming my favorite one and why I brought it here. It's intense. It's good. It's good. Flavor's a 9. Flavor's officially a 9. I love the flavor with it, but it was flavor sauce. Everything worked with it. And again, like I said, price-wise 10, so my overall grade for it is going to be an 81 for the Italian Parm.
And I do want to go out there and be the guy who says it, just because these are the wings we've had. Never when we go out and we do these episodes where we go, hey guys, we're filming you for a podcast. We're getting a standard wing. We could have the B group on. We could have. I mean, this time we filmed on an off day. We aren't filming on a standard night.
We do it as a normal people.
We do it as normal people to try to get it as close to possible as you guys, the viewers, are going to get when you go out there.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure you've had better wings on better nights than these.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I could try this place again and have better wings and an experience than I'm having.
Yeah.
But like, this is more of a generalized, like, hey, we're gonna go with the average of the means on these.
It's really cool too when you look at like our scores and stuff. We're saying our score
in different.
It's cool.
Palettes.
Everybody, very different taste palettes. Like I'm sure if Jack was here, he'd give it a much different grade.
Jack, I think, would be closer to your skew on these.
Because he's not a sauce.
He doesn't like a bunch of sauce.
Okay.
His big downfall, he would. If I had to call Jack's shot here, he's giving that wing a 3. It's at least on crispiness.
I got you.
If you aren't the crispiest wing Jack's ever had in his life, Jack is upset. But no, I think everything else he'd have on that, he'd be a very big fan of. So,
Okay.
On to the main event.
Sweet Jesus, let's do it.
We did it once. We have to do it again. I don't know if it's worse. I don't know if it's the worst one we've had.
No.
But it might be.
But
It's definitely top 2.
I feel these the next day, so you guys better love this stuff.
Yeah, Gary, myself, Jack, Matt, whoever you want to reach to. Gary, that one's got your name on it, and it's sat on 2 of mine. I'm gonna, Jason, get in here.
You ever have a stuffy nose? Just buy some.
Yeah,
of this.
get it. Watch this.
You ever
boys.
watch hockey where they smell the smelling salts? Just that.
That is just basted. Oh, I already regret this.
We need some napkins after this.
I'm gonna need a nappy and a nappy, bud. All right, well, salute. This dude's drinking on the job again. You sure that's why we fired the last 2 guys?
Frickin' Pete, whatever the hell your name is.
It's P.T. Henry. Oh,
He doesn't look like he does much PT.
Does your grandma know who runs the camera for us?
No.
Okay, cool. Hi, Grandma. Love you.
These are a slow creeper kind of
Yeah.
ones. Like you can eat maybe 1 or 2 of these.
And then you're gonna realize that they're kicking your ass.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, bud.
Oh no, you're having what Jack had last week.
I laughed and it was a bad choice. Coronavirus.
I like Coronas.
Alright, Suicide Wings. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 on crispiness. They are doused in sauce. And when I say doused, I mean like.
Might be the sauciest, definitely.
Yeah, dude, they're-
whatever the hot ones you want to call.
They're saucy, man. Originally I gave it a 7.5 of meat, but I think I might give it an 8.5, man. That last one had a lot of meat to it. And it's solid. Sauce content on it, I'm gonna give it an 8.5, so we're bumping again from where I originally had it. That one was basted, man. That's covered. Blue cheese was nice on it. Flavor, you can give it an 8.5 again. Wing money, I'm gonna give it 7.5 again. Not my favorite wing, but I'm gonna give it that one a 79 total. It's a solid suicide. I feel like this is, if you want to go home and write somebody, you want to go, hey, yeah, I know I can eat suicides without a problem.
These are the ones.
This is one. It's gonna fuck your day up tomorrow. You're gonna be pooping fireballs.
Take some Tums.
Take some Tums for sure, but you can do these ones.
Yeah, these ones are easy.
You want to tell us what you scored them on?
So, they lose crispiness because obviously they're baked in sauce.
Oh, baked is understatement.
It's like they put them in a vat and just put the sauce on it.
Slap, slap.
And we will be coming out with a heat index soon, but we wanted to get more content first before we say, hey, this is hot. hotter than this one. So we're gonna come out with that as soon as possible.
This is number 2.
Yeah, we just want to get some ideas out there first. So I gave it a 6 for these suicide wings for crispiness, just because it's not really crispy, and I like a crispier wing. So 7 on the meat. I think it was the meatiest one I've had so far, or similar to the other ones.
I would agree with that. That one was meatier than the other 2.
I might have rated the other ones more meat, but it was just in my opinion, because I always get they always look bigger. I get the drums. So what did I say? Sauce. I gave it an 8 on the sauce just because there was a lot of sauce, and I gave it an 8.5 on the flavor just because I could eat a couple of those and not want to run right to the bathroom and put my tongue under the sink. So
that's a valid point though, because I mean, anybody who watched, and if you didn't, go back and watch the Anchor Bar episode.
I was sweating.
He was sweating.
I needed milk.
I disappear.
He needs some milk.
I did. He needs some milk. I disappear from frame for about 3 minutes because I'm getting us milk. This has a heat kick, but it's not obscene.
Yeah, I could eat a few of these. If somebody was like, "Hey, pick a place and we're gonna get the hottest wings," I'll give you $10 if you can.
$10 if you can eat them all. Yeah, no, I would definitely jump on that. You're gonna pay for my wings and give me $10. Let's go.
Yeah, 8.5 on the money because it was cheap all the way around. We paid all the same price pretty much for all 3. And then I think I gave it a 76 overall. It wasn't bad. I think I gave Anchor Bar a higher.
You have Anchor
just
Bar at
because
82, and
Anchor
you like their flavor until it beat your ass.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I'd rather actually eat these wings.
Yeah.
Because they're easier to eat.
Enjoy them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue that. Like, I'm an Anchor Bar homer. It's literally still sitting here on my hat. Spoiler alert. And I'd still rather have these suicide wings. Anchor Bar ruined me. Matt.
All right, here we go. Final rating. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so usually when I hear the phrase suicide, I'm just like, when it comes to wings, I'm just like, I don't like it. There was one time where I bought my wife a burrito from Colosso Taco. She likes hot stuff, so I thought it'd be funny to get suicide hot on it.
Wait a minute. Colosso Taco is suicide hot?
They did.
Oh, why gotta get that?
She didn't think I was funny. Of course, that's just natural.
Sorry, Amy.
And so she made me eat it, and she videotaped it, and I cried like a bitch.
Join the club.
These were much more enjoyable. That hot sauce on that burrito. It was really good. Crispiness, of course, it's pretty much the same across the board. It's a 6. It's nothing special. It is what it is. Caked in sauce. The meat was pretty good. It was a good quality to it. Very comparable to the Italian Parm that I had. So I gave that an 8. Sauce, loaded of sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Loaded of sauce. Like, I'm not like a...
It's right in front of you, bud.
I'm just saying, you need napkins.
It's literally right there.
No, the sauce... I'm not picky about how sauce is, but this is presented in a very good way. Flavor, I'm going to give a 9. I was very fond of it. Like I said, usually I'm scared of sauce. Suicide hot sauce. But this was, interesting because it had, a sweet kick to it.
Underlying
it wasn't
kick that wasn't fully.
It wasn't like this
dick hot.
Yeah, it wasn't like this punch in your.
It sounded like peppery.
In your nads.
Yeah, usually you get something and it's, hey, I just put a whole bunch of red pepper flakes in my tongue and I hate this.
Yeah. No, this was a flavor. I'm trying to think of something comparable to it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. So I got a 9 there. And again, wing price 9. So my overall score for the suicide is 82. It's an 82. Very, very fond of it. So it was very enjoyable to eat. So, yeah.
All right. Mr. B's was a nice touch-up. We apologize to anybody who is upset. They wanted to see us do barbell. Unfortunately, things happen.
We wanted to save it for a rainy day.
You roll with the punches. We shaved it for a rainy day and saved it for a time where I'm not unemployed. Sorry.
Yes.
On a real note, a huge thank you to Matt for stopping out for one of these, hopefully 2 episodes.
Hopefully
You'll be back next week?
I'll be back next week.
Okay, cool. So for 2 episodes, maybe Gary will be naked next week?
We got that calendar coming out soon. I can't promise you when, but...
Wings and ding dings.
Yeah, wings and ding dings.
Dude, I can't wait to get inquiries. Dude. How much is wing and ding dings to me? So until next time.
How much are you willing to pay? That's the thing.
52 cents. We already said that 2 weeks ago. So until next time, we thank you again for coming out and listening to 7.6. Anybody else got closing words?
Pow.